What is going on, my 76er fanatics? Thanks for stopping back in for another daily pod with your daily 76er discourse and discussion. Not only do we appreciate all of you guys for keeping this channel alive, helping us thrive, but liking, commenting, and subscribing, guys. We appreciate all of it. If you guys want to help us keep climbing the subscription ladder, hit that button down below. Hit that button down below. But guys, we got to have a deep dive on the health of this Philadelphia 76er team. Because to me, and to you, Paul George has got to be a liar. Paul George went on stream with I Show Speed as they were perusing the streets of Philadelphia to say not only this team is good, but they're healthy. And I want to break down that two-part statement because one, this team it could be good. Matter of fact, this team could be great. You have an MVP in Joel Embiid. You have a top 5 point guard in Tyrese Maxey. And if Paul George is able to be what Paul George is known to be, you've got 3 All-Stars with a young core behind them. But the second part is why the first statement may not be true. To be good, you've got to be healthy. And to say that this team is healthy can't be true. Paul George is not ready for the start of training camp. So for the guy with the statement of saying how healthy this squad is, to be the one that's not healthy is blasphemous to me. Blasphemous. How are you going to tell me how good this team is going to be if you're not even suiting up at the start of training camp? Make it make sense. And he can say, yeah, I talked to the big fella. Joel says he's in good health. But until Joel Embiid completes a 65 to 72 game season, you got to see it to believe it. Joel can say he's feeling good, but Joel just may be able to manage the pain and continue to play at a high level because that's how great he is. But his health may never be good, may not be good. And he only will believe it's good after a 65 to 72 game season is completed by our MVP. Love Joel. But you got to see it to believe it. We're not just buying anything over here in Philadelphia. And Tyrese Maxey, who's the third All-Star of that trio, is a healthy guy. But he did have some injury issues last season with a hamstring injury. He did have a finger or hand issue, which could have just been them holding him out so they get a lower draft pick, which exactly worked out, and that's exactly what they did. Or Tyrese Maxey, who is a gym rat, who is an addict, who is always putting in that work in the gym, is also putting extra strain and extra pain on his body. The more you work out, the more wear and tear you put on your body as well. And maybe Tyrese is just going too hard in the gym, which is why he's also struggling to complete an 82-game season. We are going to see how healthy this team is when the season starts because Jared McCain, last year's first round pick, Jared McCain, also is saying he's projected to be ready for the start of training camp. Projected. With no setbacks, with nothing going the wrong way, Jared McCain will be there to start a training camp, and we hope to see him there because Jared McCain is the most high-profile, exciting, and high-ceiling player on this team. Paul George is probably ceilinged out. Joel Embiid, if he can get better, if Joel Embiid can get better, hand this man the GOAT status now. And Tyrese Maxey, who's always trying to get better, Tyrese Maxey is the only player, and I say this, I don't know how many episodes I say this, but Tyrese Maxey is the only player to increase his points per game every season. If he's able to do that again this season, oh my goodness, you're looking at a 27 to 28 point game per player. Point per Tyrese Maxey. The health, guys, the health is really in question. And then you also got guys like Johnny Brome, who had an ankle issue, who doesn't have the best vertical. Not saying Johnny Brome is injury prone, but I'm not saying Johnny Brome is the most athletic. I don't think he's the most athletic. And athleticism is what you need. Which is why, when I saw a starting lineup in our comments, guys. Someone said, we have a Tyrese Maxey, a Jared McCain, a Quentin Grimes, a Paul George, and then a Joel Embiid starting 5 as our starting lineup to start the season. I hate it. Me personally, I hate it. Because as a coach, as a GM, and as someone that's constructing a team, you need some firepower off that bench. You're going to tell me that the best scorers on this team are all going to be in the starting. That could be the closing lineup. If it's working, let it work. If they're making it rain, let it rain. But I can't imagine starting a game with those 5 guys all in the starting lineup. There's only one basketball. There's only one person that can shoot at a time. And that does not leave a lot of defensive ability. Does not leave a lot of defensive capability. I would not like to see Tyrese Maxey, Jared McCain, Quentin Grimes, Paul George, and Joel Embiid all in the starting lineup all at one time. Now, you need to see Paul George, Joel Embiid, and Tyrese Maxey. Those three are a lock to be starters. Quentin Grimes and Jared McCain, one of those guys, should be a lock to be a starter. But that open 4 position, that open 3 position, maybe that even open 2 position has got to go to someone else because those 3 guys, Maxey, McCain, and Quentin Grimes, are high offensive scorers, are high usage guys, and extremely efficient when you put the ball in their hands and tell them to go be the man. I personally would like to see, depending on how the contract shakes up. Because if Quentin Grimes decides to re-sign for something that's team-friendly, the team will be friendly with him, with usage, with minutes, with opportunity. But if Quentin Grimes decides to be greedy with how much money he wants, I think it's only right for the Sixers to be selfish as well with this team's future, with Jared McCain's future, and with the potential starting lineup. Jared McCain could get in depending on what Quentin Grimes signs, or Quentin Grimes could potentially be a starter, which would make more sense. Which, if we're just talking basketball, guys, you want more defense on the court. You want more defensive upside. You probably want Grimes as a starter regardless, even if you're being petty or not. But that bench unit, Justin Edwards, Jared McCain, Adem Bona, you're bringing a lot of youth. You're bringing in a lot of guys who just love to run. They love to rip. They love to run. They love to get shots up. That right there is a high-powered bench unit. Quentin Grimes, who's 25, who's coming from like a different era of basketball, he prioritizes the mid-range. He does have a great three-point shot, but he does, again, attack the mid-range, doesn't mind getting to the basket. He's not as excited or as interested in running up and down the court, initiating fast breaks, and just getting as many shots up as possible. That is Jared McCain's specialty. Let Jared shoot the ball 30 times a game. He can make about 60%, 67% of those shots. I believe in it. Justin Edwards. The more shots Justin Edwards gets up, the more he gets comfortable. The more reps he gets, the more he gets a flow. And Adem Bona, who's just energy personified. That would be the best bench with a starting unit and a starting lineup of Kelly Oubre, Maxey, Grimes, George, Joel. That would be best case scenario, guys. Also, just looking at how healthy this team was, I saw how old this team was. I saw how, I don't know, let's just say this team's on their last legs for many of those players. Kyle Lowry should probably be playing his last season. Eric Gordon could potentially and probably be playing his last season. Andre Drummond could potentially and probably be playing his last season. Those are 3 Sixers alone who are on this squad, who are probably on their retirement tour. Reggie Jackson from last season, who has not been re-signed to any team in the NBA, is fair enough to say that that was his retirement tour. And what a sad showing it was. These guys right here, Kyle Lowry, Eric Gordon, Andre Drummond, rightfully so, could be on their last legs in their last years in the NBA. And that's the sad thing to hear, that not only 1, not 2, but 3 contract spots are going to guys that you do not expect to be in the NBA following this year, unless they do something outstanding, unless Kyle Lowry is the greatest on-court coach there ever was, puts you Dallas Haslam to shame, Kyle Lowry can have another year. Unless Eric Gordon finds a way to get on the court and average 12 to 15, this could be his last season, last team. And Andre Drummond, unless he has some youth in those legs, can play the high pick and roll, has some more defensive ability, and can protect the rim better than he protected last season. Plus, he's not injury prone anymore because Andre Drummond also, speaking of the health, didn't want to include him because I'm hoping that Adem Bona takes his minutes and Adem Bona takes all of his usage. Plus, he is a good mid-season trade candidate. Andre Drummond could be retiring after this season. Guys, how many Sixers are retiring after this season? And I did not say that Joel Embiid could be on a retirement tour because I just did not foresee it. I think Joel Embiid has 1, 2, 3, maybe 4 more. He should finish out this contract the way Joel Embiid wants to finish out this contract. Strong and on top. That's what I expect, guys. But at least 3 of these Sixers, rightfully so, reasonably so, are on their retirement tours. Paul George, 1 more injury, 1 more ACL, 1 more Achilles. I'm not wishing the worst on him. I'm expecting and hoping for the best. But if it does go sour, could Paul George be on a retirement tour? Guys, these are 5 guys, 3 guys, 2 guys, at least a few guys that are taking up roster spots that are in the league for veteranship, for mentorship, for For experience, I just think these are bad signings from Daryl Morey. If you really look at the market of these players, what they bring to the team, and how many roster spots you gave to guys in the retirement bubble. I can't wait to hear you guys' comments about that one. I'm so serious. I can't wait to hear you guys comment about that one, guys. Like, comment, and subscribe. If you leave a comment or two, we read more than a few. And we got to address some of these comments. This one right here from our last video. We got Bobby King. Bobby, you a king. Thanks for supporting. Thanks for commenting, man. Bobby King says if Quentin Grimes signs a qualifying offer, his starting lineup would be Maxey, Edgecombe, Oubre, McCain, and I'm guessing Joel Embiid. Paul George is injured. Bobby King, those guys are great. Bobby King expects them to lead us to the Eastern Conference. But Bobby King, Justin Edwards, Kelly Oubre, they do the same thing. Those are two left-handed scorers who shoot the ball at a streaky clip. Justin Edwards got a little more flow, little more of a mid-range. Kelly Oubre's got more force, more athleticism, more speed. I don't want them on the court at the same time because they do offer, again, a very similar skill set that I think would be better if it's dispersed and peppered around at different times on the court. Paul George should be playing with Kelly Oubre. Justin Edwards should be playing with Joel Embiid. I think those are just good pairings. Justin Edwards can shoot the ball a little better. Paul George shoots the ball better than Kelly Oubre. Kelly Oubre attacks the paint a little bit better than Paul George. You got to mix and match the force, mix and match the play styles. But I do think those guys are great. Those are the best players on our team, honestly. For consistency, for persistency, and just for effort, energy, hustle. Kelly Oubre doesn't give up. Jared McCain doesn't care what you say, what you do. He's going to shoot that ball and knock him down. Tyrese Maxey's always in the gym. VJ Edgecombe's a workhorse and he works hard. And Justin Edwards is proving the doubters wrong. Philly strong, Philly grown. Philly's his home. We love Justin Edwards being in Philadelphia. He's our Matas Buzelis. Just saying because of the years, guys. Not saying the ceiling, not saying the potential. But Matas being a Chicago kid, they've got theirs. We've got ours. We've got Justin Edwards, guys. And we've got a few more things to comment on, guys. Like, comment, and subscribe. If you leave a comment or two, we read more than a few. I want to address Larry. Yes, $100 million is tied up to two people who do not play. Larry, $100 million of this team's salary cap is tied up to two people who do not play. But Joel Embiid, when he does play, is an MVP. When Paul George decides to play at a high level, when he's efficient, Paul George is one of the best players in the league. You paid them for what they could do, not what they will do, and that's just how contracts work in general. You don't pay someone for what they do provide. You pay them for what they could provide, what you're hoping they will provide. Now, we are getting fleeced from one of these guys. Joel Embiid deserves every dollar, every contract, everything he's had because he could have been traded. He could have requested a trade. He could have gone to play with another team, another organization, and he stuck out the Ben Simmons years. He stuck out the Doc Rivers years. He stuck out the Jerry Colangelo, Brett Brown years. Hopefully, the next few years are his best years because if he's able to play at the way he's been able to play before, guys, there's no way this team doesn't make the second round every year and then potentially pushing for an Eastern Conference final bid. I got to see it to believe it. I want to say finals. I want to say Eastern Conference finals, but you got to see it to believe it in Philadelphia. And guys, if you want to see more, like, comment, and subscribe, guys, because tomorrow we've got more.